Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name remains Kayode Victor from the Blessed Obino Computer. Today we are going to be looking at a very important subject matter. As always, I've promised you that on this channel, whenever you see any of our videos, they are packed with a lot of content, educative content as regards to the ICT and IT world. So today we are going to be looking at 10 things to do when coffee, water, or any form of liquid spills on your laptop, or maybe your laptop probably fell inside water, or your children at home, maybe while playing, they think maybe it's a toy. Children sometimes can be very funny, so they can dip the laptop into water. So here are 10 tips, 10 things to do when your laptop maybe probably fell into a liquid of any sort. Number one, the first thing to do is don't panic, because a lot of people, when this kind of situation arise, they are quick to do a lot of things. Some will quickly go and plug their chargers, some will plug their power electric source to make sure, is it still coming up, is it still working? No, that's the wrong thing to do. So don't panic, relax. So relax, and the next thing to do after that is to disconnect all forms of peripherals. Remove all forms of peripherals. For example, maybe your external keyboard, your external wireless mouse, all forms of peripherals, anything, your printer, whatever is connected to the laptop, disconnect it immediately. As a matter of urgency, remove it. The third thing to do after when there is a spillage on your laptop, the third thing to do is to, if possible, if you know how to disconnect the battery, because it's not every laptop that gives you opportunity or access to the battery, but some you can directly remove the battery from outside, or some you can also if you are good. And in some of my subsequent videos, I'm going to be showing you a practical session on how to open your own laptop of any sort, so watch out. So the next thing to do, what to do in that situation, is to, as much as possible, remove the battery, disconnect from power source. Don't plug your charger, and as well disconnect the battery. The fourth thing to do, the fourth on the list, is to use an absorbent. If you are staying in a remote location whereby it is difficult to maybe visit a technician or locate a technician, you can temporarily place it under the sun, for example, just for that moment, before you even try anything of sort. Try to, sometimes if the water is much, you can try to drench it, maybe by placing it sideways to the wall, maybe just anywhere within your vicinity, so that the water can drain away, so that it doesn't accumulate inside. The next thing to do, which is the number 5th on the list, is to visit a nearby technician. Visit a nearby technician, because sometimes when the situations like this happen, some people can tend to maybe want to rectify the issue on their own. They feel, maybe since I placed it under the sun, I think it's okay. No, the water can still be accumulated inside. The water can still be inside. So visit a nearby technician, have it thoroughly checked. In a situation whereby there is no technician maybe around you, or it is difficult to locate a technician, the number 6th thing you can actually do for yourself is to open the laptop, and as much as possible, bring out the motherboard. I know this is a difficult step, but there are a lot of people who can actually, in some of my videos, if you are consistent on this channel, I'm going to be showing you how to open your laptop, and you even down to the motherboard level. Bring out the motherboard. And for some of us who don't know how the motherboard looks like, this is a pictorial representation of the motherboard. This is an HP mini motherboard. So as you can see, so bring out the motherboard, Then take this, you can dry this very well. Place it under the sun. Make sure it's out of reach of people because it can be stolen, and some might not also know the importance of it. Some might not also know the importance of it, so they can step on it. So make sure it's not a place whereby people can actually maybe gain access to it, so that it won't be stolen or stepped upon, or depending on the location you put it. The next thing to do, which is the number 7th on the list, is to disconnect the RAM. Disconnect the RAM. Disconnect the RAM, because in between in my subsequent video I'm going to be showing us RAM, how the RAM look like. Because in between the space in between the motherboard and the RAM, the slot there, is very tiny. The provision there is very tiny, as you can see in this video. I don't know, yeah, it's as clear. And in between this motherboard now, the entire motherboard, and the RAM slot, there are tiny spaces there, that even sometimes when this board is dry and you followed all the necessary steps, you notice there's still water there. So what you do is to disconnect the RAM. The RAM now, I should have maybe mentioned it at the number 2 on the list, but sometimes RAM is usually not so much of a peripheral device because still it's inside the laptop. So but when you gain access to the RAM, you should remove the RAM, disconnect it, and make sure you get something like a little maybe your screwdriver or an iron or something. Make sure you clean up the terminals of it. Make sure they are well scraped, so that there is no any form of rust there, or maybe any liquid that is there. The number 8 thing to do on this list, is to probably, after you've disconnected the RAM now, is to